So the first thing is, like I said last week, figuring out what your priorities are and rating them so that you can know how much pressure you need to put on each of them or what needs to be number 1, 2, or 3. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to identify what times of the day do you believe that you're the most productive. If you don't know, you're going to test it out, and then you'll be able to write that down in your audit. After you do that, I want you to think about what you've learned. You got to evaluate it and chew on what you learned from that little bit of test. And I want you to chew on it, and then I want you to ask yourself, is that truly working for me? Is what I've already identified truly working for me? Or is there something that needs to shift? Like, do I need to make some adjustments? And be honest there too, because a lot of times we have the time in the day. We have space, we have time, we have everything that we need. We're just not managing it well because we're not telling time what to do. And that's really one of the biggest things. It's like, once you locked in, you locked in. But we need to figure out what makes you tick and what you naturally do so we can use that to our advantage when it comes to building out your time management process. And the last thing I want you to think about is what you're trying to accomplish. Like, understanding where you're going helps you with the present moment. I'm not saying live in the future or anything like that, because you really only have the present. But I do believe in thinking about the long game. That means that you have a good strategy in place that's going to help you to make small steps daily towards the ultimate goal that you're leading towards. So I want you to think about what you're trying to accomplish, and I need you to write that down too. Because when you understand where you're trying to go, you can reverse engineer it in a way where it's like, I've identified that this is where I believe I'm going. Now I have to ask myself what's required of me to get there. And then that helps us with structuring your time management and structuring your tasks and just structuring everything that you got going on and making sure your priorities are in alignment with what the goals are. You can't just change habits and think that you're going to be able to thrive. It's a whole mindset thing. It's a whole spirit thing. Like, you have to be mindful of all of it. You're a whole person. Understanding your priorities and then understanding you is going to be helpful so that we can build out your time management process. So I want y'all to do those couple of steps. And then next week when you come back, we're going to be talking about, shifting your mindset to think differently about time. Because I think a lot of times our hang up is not the fact that we don't have the time. It's about the way that we think about time. I think that shifting your mindset on how you think about time will help you when it comes to changing that narrative around time management.